Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Friday out there. We'll get started here in just a moment. I'm just going to get us connected here on Facebook Live. I'm going to take a second to share this video over to my group while we get settled for just a moment. Okay. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day out there today. Can't believe it's already Friday, and I can't believe it's also July 1st already today. It's so crazy. I don't know where this year is going, but it's going somewhere, that's for sure. Okay, well, I do see a couple folks have joined, so hello and welcome. And looks like we are connected, so that's a good thing. To pull this up on my laptop so I can just see and make sure everything's straight and all that good stuff. So hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're going to make a fun and easy card today using the Sending Smiles stamp set, this is a stamp set that's in the Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. So we're going to get started here in just a moment. It takes us a little time sometimes for people to find us on Facebook Live, so I like to give just a little time to settle in, but not too long because I know you guys have things to do too. So first of all, let me say hello and welcome you to Facebook Friday. I'll introduce myself. My name is Anne Marie Heil. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. Hello, Karen. You can find me on my blog at stampinann.com, and I just realized after I hit the live button that I did not update my host code. This host code is still active right now, but the current host code is in the description of this video. So I knew I forgot to do one more thing before I went live today. So before we get going, I wanted to introduce myself. Also, I want to direct you to the description of this video, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. After this video is done being live, I will upload it to my YouTube channel, and there is a link in the description here on Facebook. So there are a couple links in the description. There's a link to my Stampin' Up! Online store, so if you do need to pick up any Stampin' Up! Supplies, there is a link to my store to shop, and there's also links to join my team, join Paper Pumpkin. What else is up there? I always forget. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. So I would love to have you check those out. Follow me on all the different social platforms. I'm going to try and be doing some different things in different platforms here coming up. And I would be much appreciative if you would follow me. So thank you so much for joining today. As I mentioned, happy July 1st. I can't believe it is already July 1st. So I'm going to do, just before we get started, like I said, we're going to make a quick and easy card today with the Sending Smiles stamp set. And hello, hello. I see a bunch of you are joining. And thank you, Debbie, for sharing. I do want to also point out, if you would like to take a moment and share this video today, I do enter everybody who shares the video into a drawing to win the card that I make today. So that is one thing that I do like to offer. My camera is literally always crooked. I don't know why that is, but it is always crooked. Okay, I think I might have straightened it. I don't know. There's a little delay on Facebook. I always think I straighten it and then I make it worse. So I don't know why I can't get this straight. Anywho, so on that note for sharing, I do want to point out the last Friday on Facebook Live. I always go live Fridays at 4 p.m. Central. So last Friday on Facebook Live, we did some Paper Pumpkin and Paper Pumpkin alternatives. So I shared the monthly subscription box, which is called Paper Pumpkin. That's Stampin' Up's monthly subscription. So we made, we altered just a little bit one of the kits, and then I made an alternative project as well. So I have 2 cards to give away. One for sharing. Everybody who shared, I put your name into a drawing, and everybody who commented on the video. I also did a separate drawing for the second card. So let's do some prizes before we get started, and then we'll get busy making a card. And thank you, those of you. I see Shirley and Karen also shared. Thank you so much. That helps us to get more people watching today, and that's always a good thing to get more. I'm going to try one more time with this camera, y'all. I'm laughing because I can never, I always make it like worse every time I adjust it. Okay, I think it's straight. Let's pick winners, or I already picked winners. Let's announce winners. So for the alternative project, this was the one that I was going to give to one person who shared the video. So I put everybody's name into a drawing. Our winner is Lori Stansbury. You won this adorable strawberry card. So Lori, that will be headed in the mail to you. I do have your address, Lori, so I can get that out to you. And then for everybody who left comments on the video, there's something on my mat there. For everybody who left comments on the video, I have this cute card, and I did the inside too. I was prepared. So this cute little pick of the crop card with a little loaf of bread, which I think is darling. So the winner for that is Linda Knight Brady. So Linda, congratulations. Lori, congratulations. You are both winners. Now, Lori, I have your address. Linda, I do need yours. So Linda, if you could drop me an email to AnnMarieHeil@gmail.com with your mailing address, I'll pop this little cutie in the mail to you, and you will have a fun card that you can enjoy or send on to someone else. So congratulations to you both, and thank you for sharing and commenting. So I want to invite you all to share, comment, do all that good stuff on today's video as well. I'm going to give away the card that I make today, and then I'll have a separate alternative card that I will also give away to a commenter. And you can comment whether you're watching the replay, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube. I take everybody, whatever platform you're on. You have until the next time I go Facebook Live to enter. Okay, real quick, I want to point out to you guys some exciting news. The new Stampin' Up! Mini catalog went live today, and also Celebration started. I'm so excited, you guys. The mini catalog, the July through December mini catalog, is it's always one of my favorites. I love all things fall, all things Christmas and winter. So I am so thrilled about this catalog. I can finally open it. Not that we're going to go page by page, but there is so much fun goodness in here, you guys. And what's cool is for July and August, for every $50 that you do spend, you would be eligible to earn a celebration item. So there are two ways to earn items for celebration. You can either get them with a $50 spend, or there are some items that are free with a $100 spend. So there's lots of opportunities for lots of free product, so many cute things. I will point out one of my favorites. So this little guy right here, I think everybody should have, the hippos. I'm going to give you guys just a little sneak peek. So I made this cute little card for a tutorial group that I'm in. So cute with these hippos, you guys. I love them. Those are darling. And then some mini catalog ideas. Here's one of my favorite sets in the mini. I posted this on my blog last Sunday, if you want to check that out at stampinann.com. The cute little Christmas Scotties. I made this little card. I love these little dogs. And then today on my blog, I shared probably another one of my favorite sets in the mini catalog. This little guy, I just shared this morning with the Snowman Magic card, you guys. So cute. And look at the fun texture in the snow. I almost did this for Facebook Live today, but I already had the other project planned, and I knew this was going to take a little bit longer. So we may do this for another Facebook Live, so stay tuned. But this is posted on my blog if you want some more info on this cute little snowman card. Okay, all right. Let's get busy. So as I mentioned, we're going to make a card with the Sending Smiles stamp set. And here's my plan for today's card. What I want to show you guys is just some great ways to use your designer series paper to create something really fun and easy. Now, designer series paper, what I love about Stampin' Up's DSP is that when you get a big pack of paper, most of the DSP coordinates together. So my goal today in today's video is to show you guys how to use your DSP to make a really fun and easy card. And also another thing, and if you've gone to my blog or been here before, I talk a lot about sketch challenges and things like that, where I like to look at a card sketch and do some work around that. So like, for example, this could be like a sketch, this particular layout. It was based on a sketch actually, and you can put whatever you want in the center here. So it's meant to kind of guide your inspiration a little bit. So with a sketch and with some designer series paper and a fun stamp set, you can put something together that's super cool. The paper that I'm using, my stomach's talking. The paper that I'm using is the Design a Daydream Host Designer Series paper. Now, this is a pack of paper that you can earn as a host reward. It is a huge pack of paper. It's in the annual catalog. You can see just how much paper you get in here. I love these. And I love the color palette of this, and I think it works really nicely with a lot of stamp sets that are in the Stampin' Up! Annual catalog too. And there also is a host pack of designer series paper I want to point out in the new mini catalog too, that's a host reward. So there's one of those big giant packs of paper in the mini cat. I always want to call it the holiday catalog, even though I know it's not. But in the July through December mini catalog, there's another big pack of that designer series paper. And I think that's great. Basically, you just have to spend $150 and then you're eligible to get some host rewards. And it's a great price on that big pack of paper. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me show you what I've got. So here's what I'm going to tell you. For measurements and a supply list, I have a PDF that I'm going to attach to this video. I just need to upload it to YouTube first to put the link to the YouTube video on there. So I'm going to do that as soon as we're done here. So if you miss any measurements, come back in just a little while. I'm hoping to have it done within like the half hour after the video's over. Okay, so I will have a PDF with measurements and all that good stuff. So we're going to start out with a piece of Petal Pink. I always have to slow down when it comes to the names because I always screw them up. This is Petal Pink. This is a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Again, I always say this if you visited me before, if my cards are in this orientation, I do like them to open top to bottom. If you like yours to open like a book, you just need to adjust your measurements so the fold is on this side. Okay, so that's our card base. And I'm going to have a piece of Blackberry Bliss. There's something about Petal Pink and Blackberry Bliss together that I love. Blackberry Bliss is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I have a layer of basic white that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, next up, I'm going to have 3 pieces of designer series paper, and they're all patterns that coordinate together. So you can see I pulled 3 different patterns that have kind of all the colors that we're working with here. We've got the rich raspberry, it's not rich raspberry, it's Blackberry Bliss. Blackberry Bliss, Petal Pink, so we're tying in those colors there. And then I'm also introducing in 2 other colors. So I've got the, I think that's Daffodil Delight. I can't remember. Let me look. What is it? Daffodil Delight, and also Old Olive. So we're pulling in a couple more colors just to kind of make all these patterns work together and also work in conjunction with our stamp. Okay, so we're going to have 3 pieces of paper. The first one is going to kind of, and I'm basing this off of a sketch, you guys. So I used inspiration from a sketch to come up with this card layout. Okay, so this is how they're going to land. So this first one is going to be 5 1/4 inches long by 1 1/2 inches wide. Now, one thing that was important when I used this DSP was that I wanted to make sure I got a good representation of all the colors in the DSP on here. So I wanted to make sure I had a slice that had enough of the Blackberry Bliss that it kind of balanced out the card layout. Okay, so this first piece is going to angle like that. We're going to have a second piece here. I'm using this Old Olive lattice. This is 3 inches by 3 1/2. So not a perfect square, just a little bit taller than a perfect square. And then I'm going to have a piece of the Petal Pink. This pattern's kind of pretty too, but it's a little too busy for what I wanted. But this is Petal Pink. This is 1 1/2 inches across by 4 1/2 inches tall. Okay, so we're going to need 3 pieces of DSP, our little card pieces, and then the PDF that I'm going to post is also going to have measurements if you want to pre-cut, or you could just use card scraps. You'll need a little card scrap for Blackberry Bliss and one for basic white for die cutting. So we're just going to use some simple circles on this. So let's get started. we'll get our card put together. So believe it or not, normally I would add some texture to this layer because you guys know I love texture. However, I'm going to keep this super simple today, and I am just going to add a sentiment to this. In using the stamps, we have like two that would kind of work on their own. We could do a note of thanks or a card to say hello. And since I'm giving this card away, it could go either way. I kind of like the note of thanks because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I need a thank you card, I never seem to have one ready. So I always like to prepare a bunch ahead of time. So I think we're going to use a note of thanks. That's the only one I haven't put on a stamp set or a stamp block yet. So we will do a note of thanks. Now, I want to point out that this stamp set has coordinating dies that go along with it. And I like to show this because not everybody knows about it. So this is the sending dies. And this it cuts out all of the different individual pieces. And you have some nice die cut labels that will hold all of your sentiments here, and then this beautiful sending die, which cuts out the word sending, and that works in conjunction, like sending sunshine to brighten your day, sending smiles across the miles. So this is a really fun stamp set. We're actually not going to use the dies today. Hi, Marcy. Yay, I'm happy you're catching me live. Because we're going to try and keep this kind of simple, but here is just another look at how some of the dies look in action. This is another card I made with this stamp set that uses that big cursive sending word. What am I saying? And then I die cut the flowers here too. So this is just, and this uses the same pack of DSP that we're using today, that host DSP. So here's just another look at how you can use the stamps and dies in conjunction with each other. Okay? Okay. So let's get stamping. So I've got some little ink blocks today, just so I don't take up too much room. So we're going to do a note of thanks. I'm going to stamp this upside down so I don't get too much ink on there. And I love that this is a photopolymer set. You can see right through it, so you hopefully can get it not crooked when you stamp it. That's not what I did there. I stamped that a little bit crooked. So cardstock is fantastic because it has two sides, so if you mess up, very easy to just flip it over and try again. Okay, all right. So how's everybody doing out there? We've got July 4th weekend coming up here in the U.S. Anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Our big plans for this evening are to watch the final 2 episodes of Stranger Things. I don't know if anybody else is watching that, but that was released today. So my husband and I will be watching that this evening. Anybody else a fan of that show? I just kind of got hooked on it, and that's what we're doing. We're staying in tonight and we're watching Stranger Things. So in case you wanted to know. If you didn't want to know, sorry, I'm giving you the information anyway. Okay, so this first little piece, now this layer is cut a little bit longer than our cardstock, and that's because we're putting it up in an angle here. And so that's the reason I wanted to cut it a little bit longer. Just be careful not to get too much glue like I did on the back side. You wipe that off so it doesn't get everywhere. And so we're going to put that piece at an angle, and I am going to, let's see. Patricia says it's very hot in New York, going to sit by the pool. Hey, that sounds like a good plan, Patricia. It is hot down here too, let me tell you. I am so over this 100-degree weather down here. I'm just going to snip this off. You can use a paper trimmer if you're worried about not getting it straight. Or you can just cut a little bit with your scissors. So that's why this piece is cut just a little bit longer. And the other reason that this one is a little bit longer than what you need too is so that you could kind of manipulate that pattern to get the balance of color on there like we talked about earlier. Like I wanted to make sure I had enough of the Blackberry Bliss represented on both sides. You'll see how that all comes together in the end. I am just having the darndest time. I have glue all over my hands because I added too much glue, so I'm sticking to everything. So, all right, let me scroll back down here. Oh, this is sticking to the desk. Okay, hold on. All right, so we're going to put our first piece down. And now once this piece is on, you can go ahead and adhere everything else together for the front of your card. And we'll add the other two pieces of DSP here in a minute. Okay, so just start with that one piece at an angle because you do have to trim it off. So, and now we can add the rest. And it was really hard for me not to add any texture on this piece of basic white, but I do like that there is something about just stamping the sentiment on the cardstock like this. I just think it's a nice clean look. It makes the stamp set and the DSP the star of the show, and not very complicated, which I love too. Okay, I'm just going to use my bone folder around the edges though, because that was the back of that cardstock, so it kind of has a little bit of a ridge there. Okay, there's that. This glue is going to drive me crazy. Just avoid that area. Okay, so there we go. And I do have some pieces for the inside of the card that I don't think I have them listed on the PDF, but if you want to add them, because I always say dress up the inside of your card, I'll tell you those measurements too. It's pretty easy. Okay, so here is the front of our little card here. I don't know why. Whenever I turn on the video, I always get stuffy. Where's my adhesive remover? Hold on. I'm going to do a little maintenance here. It's going to shake for a minute, but I got to get some of this glue up, guys, because... Hello, Dorothy. How are you? Welcome. Okay, little cleanup break. Got to clean up the glue. Okay, so super cute there, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is just layer up our designer series paper. So this piece is going to go here. And again, see how I got that in there so I could balance out the Blackberry Bliss a little bit. There's a little peak of yellow. So we'll add this layer. And again, if you missed any of the measurements, you can go back and watch the replay, or shortly after this live video, once I get it uploaded to YouTube, I will post the PDF link here on the page, and it'll also be in the description of this video. Or I'm sorry, I'll leave it in the comments and then also in the description of the video. Okay, so there's that piece, and then I'm just gonna layer it up. And since this is designer series paper, it's easy to layer. You're not adding a whole bunch of bulk to your card. This pattern is really pretty on the back. Sometimes I hate covering up the pattern on the back. Okay, and then this one, we're going to kind of sneak in here so it's just above the sentiment. The sentiment just kind of falls in the corner. And then, so there you go. So this came from a card sketch. So this was basically a picture of a sketch of a card or a card layout, and this was just kind of a great starting point on how to use this DSP to create your look. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you love it so far? Now watch. Now watch what we're going to do. Oh, fabulous. From Sunny and Warm. Is it Nanaimo? Nanaimo, British Columbia. I think I said this right. And the only reason I think I remember that are the Nanaimo, are they Nanaimo bars? They're really good. They're yummy. It's a yummy dessert bar that I think you're famous for in your city. So leave it to me to remember a name because of dessert. Good. I'm glad you're loving it, Patricia. It's fun. And I can't tell you, I use card layouts all the time as a starting point. And what's great is you can, I mean, think about it. This is just one stamp set and one set of DSP. You could do this with so many different papers and so many different stamp sets. So it's kind of a fun inspiration to get started. Okay. Dorothy said I said it right. Yay! Okay, good. Yay for dessert, helping me remember my cities. So I'm going to cut out from the layering circles dies. This is a 2 1/4 inch circle and a 2 1/8 inch scallop circle. Easy peasy, guys. We're going to do a white circle, and then we're going to do the very thin scallop circle in Blackberry Bliss, kind of to mimic our thin layer of Blackberry Bliss on the card. Hello, Melissa from Illinois. Welcome. Okay. Shake, shake, shake. It's a little tiny shake here for a second. Okay. That's all the die cutting we're doing, believe it or not. Okay. Clean all that up later. I had a little piece of scrap paper here. Now we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to start out with one of the flowers in the set. I'm going to do the flower itself in Blackberry Bliss. So it brings in a little bit of that darker color. And like I said, I'm using all my little Stampin' spots today. And I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. I thought it would take up less room on my desk, but I keep dropping them and things like that. So I don't know. It was a good idea in theory, but I like the Stampin' spots because then you don't really make a mess with your ink. You have a lighter surface area to work with. Okay, so I am going to stamp this. I'm going to start by stamping the flower, the corner of my circle. Eek. I knew I wasn't going to get good ink coverage when I pushed down on that. Sometimes if you don't get the best ink coverage the first time around, you can use the Stamparatus, which is Stampin' Up's stamp positioning tool, or do what I'm doing and take one of your Stampin' blends and just fill in some of those little areas that you missed. And Blackberry Bliss is one of those weird colors. It stamps really, really dark initially, but then as the ink dries, it lightens up a little bit to more of like a purpley color. It looks really dark initially though. Okay, now we're gonna stamp I just have a little piece of scrap paper underneath here. I don't know why, because this is technically scrap paper, but I'm always worried about getting stuff on it, which defeats the whole purpose of using it, I guess. But anywho, that's why I have another sheet of paper on here in case you were wondering. Hello, Pam. And I'm just going to position the stem right next to the flower. So it just lines up. Again, this is where the photopolymer comes in such handy because you can see through the stamps and you can see exactly where you're stamping. And now we're going to do a center of the flower in Petal Pink. And again, I have Stampin' spots for those, and I have my regular ink pad for this. I don't have a Stampin' spot for Petal Pink. I don't know why. Okay, so stamp that in the center, and that flower just came to life. While I have the stamps and ink out, let's do the inside of the card. So for the inside of the card, I have a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4 of basic white, and I'm just going to add another strip. This is about a 3/4 inch strip, 3/4 inch by 5 1/4, to just kind of bring the pattern from the front into the inside of the card. But I want to do just a little bit of stamping. So I don't know what I'm doing here. Hold on. Let me open this up. I don't know why this is such a small piece of scrap paper. And I just took another stamp from this set, and I'm just going to kind of add some little accent pieces in here. So, oh, wait, not Petal Pink. There's no Petal Pink leaves in nature, or are there? I don't know. Old Olive. That's what we want. Thanks for sharing. I love this stamp set too. This has become one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of line that up on the side. And I'm going to just add a little greenery inside. We'll add one in the top corner here. And then I'm not going to ink up again. I'll stamp the lighter color in the corner. And then same thing on the bottom. Just think it gives it a little personality to put a little bit of this greenery in there. So we'll stamp one, and I won't ink up again, and then stamp the lighter one. So kind of cute. Gives you a little bit of different colors, and this will kind of look like it's kind of coming out from behind the designer series paper. So let's actually stick this down right now since it's all done before I lose it. And then we can assemble the rest of the card. crazy with the liquid glue today. It's going everywhere. Some days, do you guys have that happen? Some days with the liquid glue, I'm super clean, and other days I use it and I'm just like, I have no control. It just goes everywhere. And since this is a note of thanks, I'm not going to stamp any additional sentiments or anything on the inside, just to give the recipient a place to write a handwritten thank you note. But it's always important to keep the party going from the front of your card, inside your card, by stamping it, dressing it up with a little paper and stamps. And always a good idea to stamp your envelope too. I think it just kind of ties everything in together. I'm just going to do a real light layer of liquid glue here. Nothing too crazy. And we'll just pop this inside. Isn't that pretty though? I just love how that little tiny pop of stamping along with the designer series paper just kind of makes it come to life. And I just think it finishes it off so nicely. So, ta-da, super cute. All right, now, easy peasy. Told you guys, this is an easy card today because the layout and the designer series paper really do all the work. So I hope you guys like this one. Like I said, sometimes I do a little bit longer videos with more complicated cards, but today I just wanted to do something just easy and fun. And look, that's going to land there. But of course, we're going to accessorize. So don't think we're skimping on accessories today, guys, because we're not doing that. But see how, once again, just that layout of where I place the designer series paper and kind of balanced out the color just kind of brings all the colors together once you add the stamped image. So hopefully that makes sense now that you see it all put together. Okay. And yeah, it might be too many Stampin' Dimensionals, but we're going to have to deal with it because I want it to be nicely made. Okay. What do you guys think? Do you love this paper? And we're just going to kind of angle that flower a little bit. Pop it on. Now, like I said, we have to do some accessorizing. So guys, I want to point out this ribbon because I bought this ribbon and I never use it. It's in the annual catalog. It is the metallic edge cotton ribbon. And the reason I kind of like this is it's kind of not a true white, but what I noticed when I started working with this paper, like this designer series paper, it's not really vanilla, but it's not really a true white. So I think that this kind of works with this. And I love that it's cotton and it kind of has like a little bit of an earthy texture to it. So it kind of works with our little flower theme. And what's cool about this is if you wanted to change it up, you could color it with your Stampin' Blends because it's a cotton weave ribbon, so you could color it. And that is another fun thing to do with your Stampin' Blends is color your ribbons, make them any color you want. Oh, we got to get the good scissors. Hold on. This is a cotton ribbon, so it requires the good scissors so we get a nice clean cut. The scissors I hide from my husband, as they're also known. And glue dots, where are you? Here they are. Hi, Kay. Shirley, you're so sweet, darling, as usual. I'm glad you like it. What do you guys think? Do you love this card so far? I just think it's kind of fun, huh? Nice way to showcase your designer series paper. So we're just going to do a simple ribbon, and I'm going to put it at the base of the flower here. So it kind of gives a little grounding to the flower. Grounds is a word. I don't know why I paused. I'm like, wait, is that a word? Oh my goodness, you guys. My brain gets ahead of my mouth sometimes. Okay, and last but not least, I mean, this little hint of metallic is so fun, but we can't stop there, right? Everything's better with a little sparkle. So we're going to finish this off with some of my favorite champagne rhinestones. Actually, I think I'm going to use a big one. Going to use a big one. Anytime I use petal pink, I always grab the champagne rhinestones because I think they look so pretty with petal pink. And for some reason, they're a match made in heaven. Whenever I use petal pink, I always get excited because I get to use these rhinestones. We'll just put one more down here on the bottom. So a little set of 3 to just kind of tie it all together. Hello. Okay, guys, what do you think? That's it. Fun sketch layout, super easy to put together. Way to work all that designer paper together, and a fun little decorated inside. So I encourage you guys, sketch challenges are such a great inspiration. As I mentioned, I'm going to put a PDF up of this later so you have the measurements, and then you'll have a photo so you can use this sketch to create so many different cards with whatever stamp sets or DSP that you have. So that's my challenge for you. If you're stamping this weekend, have some fun with this, and have fun playing with the sketch challenge. I think you guys will really like it. So stay tuned. Again, if you missed any measurements, the PDF will be posted here shortly. Just give me a sec to upload this video to YouTube, and then I'll go ahead and I'll put it in the comments, and it'll be posted in the video as well. So ta-da! That's Facebook Friday, guys. I hope y'all have a great weekend, a great holiday weekend if you're here in the U.S. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I hope you love the card. If you do, hit your little heart button or your like button, because that always makes everybody feel happy, me included. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care out there. Stay cool and happy stamping. I'll see you guys next Friday at 4 p.m. Central. Bye-bye.